When I'm in the forest, I actually want to be able to pick up a stick or pick up a flower and add it to my list of items. And rather than bore you by typing out all of the code here, I've actually typed it out ahead of time, and I just thought I would go through it with you because with the amount of Python you know, hopefully this makes some sense. So basically, I've said else if this is just in my normal loop of all of the commands in the forest function here. I've said else if flower in answer and take in answer or pick in answer. Now, in mathematics, we always do the brackets first. So this brackets will be done first. If there's a take in the answer or a pick in the answer, one of those two things, and if there's a flower in the answer, then we're going to look at picking the flower. Okay? So, otherwise it just keeps going. Now, I've added a second level of kind of if statements here. You don't have to, but I've actually said now we're in the case where there is a pick or a take, and there's also a flower. We're going to try and pick the flower. Now, indented again, I've got two cases. Now we're branching even more. If there's a flower in items, because remember we made an items list before, then print you already have a flower. Are you seriously planning on picking them all? Question mark. Because I don't want more than one flower in the inventory at a time. Else, it says you reach down carefully to pick the flower. This must be useful for something. And then we use this little piece of code here, items, which is our name. We gave the items list. If you remember, if we scoot back up, items. So if you called yours bag or inventory or something, you would put bag.append or whatever. Dot append is for adding something to the list, and we're going to add flower to the list. Okay. Now, this is actually basically the exact same thing with sticks. So elif stick in answer, and also one of these two, take or pick up. Then we're going to check if there's a stick in items. If there is, say, you already have a stick, you can't carry anymore, you should lift some weights before your next adventure. Having, again, just a bit of humor. Else, you reach down and take the stick. This must be useful for something. And then items.append stick. Okay, so we can only put one stick in there at a time, etc., etc. Okay, just a note though, none of that will work if you don't make your items list available in this particular function. Because if you remember, this little function is like its own world. Right now, it's probably just created its own little items list, which won't be accessible when you go to a different place. So to get access to this items, we need to go to the top of the function and type in global items. So items is the name of the list, and global means it's accessing it from outside this little scope, as it's called inside here. Okay, so that's really, really important that we have access to that. And while we're at it, then we want access to our items in every single one of these. So if I copy that, we've got it in forest already. Intro, we probably don't need it, but why not? House, we'll start building up our house function. Put global items in there. And my last location is going to be the Oracle. So let's just make it like that. Now let's test this and see if it works. So just going down again, we're only running the forest here. Pick up stick. You reach down and take a stick. This must be useful for something. Pick up stick. You already have a stick. Carrying more would make your load too heavy. Okay, so that seems to be working. I can't look at my items list, but I could either add that now or do it later. I think we'll do it later because we're going to do something clever with that. But for the moment, just know that you can add things to your list, to your items, and please hit save every now and then.